It is
right.
smash factor for putting.
Okay. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I'm at Fire Rock Country Club with the pro, Mike Malaska.
Oh.
We did a video, Mike, about putting that was like so many times I have people come up to me and say, oh, I loved your video with Mike Malaska about the line. It changed my whole perspective on putting as far as getting the line up. So I'll put the link here. That's really good.
Okay.
But line isn't everything, and we know that.
No.
And speed control is like a friend of mine is Justin Suh, who's on the PGA Tour, his mental coach, and I asked him, I said, what makes Justin so good at golf? Like, what's the one thing that stands out? And he said, his speed control is just unbelievable on the greens. And so I've seen that there's this, you can almost gauge the handicap of player by their speed control with the putter.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about like speed control, what it is, why it's important, and how to really obtain awesome speed control.
Okay. The first and most important thing in speed control, I've got these balls sitting down here. You have to be able to hit the ball and have that line track perfectly. So I've got these balls here. If you watch when this rolls, the ball, now that wobbled a little bit. You got to be able to hit it and have it do that where there's absolutely no wobble in the ball.
Okay, yeah.
The reason why that's important, if you hit that ball and that ball wobbles at all, what happens is you're not hitting it in the center of the face with the face square. So what's happening is all the force that's in the putter head isn't getting into the ball. So when you're calibrating distance, you have to have a feel for how much speed you need in the putter head to make the ball go a certain distance. The assumption is whatever speed's in the putter head's getting into the ball. So if you watch these guys on TV, they all use the line for a couple reasons. One, they line the ball up so they can see the line they want to put the ball on. They're also watching how well the ball is tracking.
Okay.
If they're hitting the ball and the ball is tracking, if the ball goes in the hole or not, they're not that concerned about it. Where they get concerned is if they line that line up and the line isn't doing this, if the line is wobbling, they're going straight to the putting green when they finish because they know their stroke's off because they're not catching the ball solid, so their speed's off.
Yeah. So like with driver, we always hear like 1.5 is great smash.
Right.
So this is kind of like smash factor for putting,
It is smash factor for putting.
Okay.
And if your smash factor is off at all, then what happens is you got a 10-foot putt and you hit it, you're assuming that whatever speed was in the putter head's getting into the ball. Let's say it doesn't, so the ball's wobbling a little bit. Now it doesn't take much. If you hit that ball and it wobbles about 1/4 of an inch on a 12-foot putt, I've done this over at TaylorMade and stuff on a putting machine. You hit a ball that rolls perfectly and it goes exactly 12 feet. And then you turn the putter so it's maybe a degree off so the ball wobbles about 1/4 of an inch. It comes up 6 or 8 inches short.
Yeah.
With just a little teeny wobble in the ball.
The energy went into wobbling the ball.
So you either deflected or it hit off center, and so the ball wobbles a little bit on the first so it doesn't track as well. So you want to know, how do we get to where we can control speed?
Yeah.
You have to know that the speed in the putter head's getting into the ball. So you gotta first learn and practice making the ball roll. If you can't do that, I don't care how much you practice, you're never going to be able to control speed. All those tour players you watch on TV, they put that ball down, it's coming up to the camera, that frickin' line is rolling perfect.
Yeah.
If it's not, you can never get to control speed because you don't know how hard to hit it. Now the next step is we're going to assume that you're doing that.
Well, give us something first. Usually, what's the issue when the ball is wobbling?
Well, it's either one or two things. Either the face is open or closed when you run the club face into the ball, or the path is cutting across the ball one way or the other. And there's all kinds of things you can do. Put tees on the ground to make sure that your path is going right straight through the ball. You can have putting arcs. You can get on a putting arc to make sure the path is good, so that it starts eliminating variables and you can figure out which one variable you need to fix.
Yeah.
Every single tour player, they're on putting tracks, they're on putting arcs, they putt between tees. They've got their stroke down to where it's working exactly right, where they've got that ball rolling every single time.
Okay. And the ball will tell you.
And the ball will tell, the line on the ball will tell you.
Okay.
So I come out every day and that's what I practice. I mean, I come out and I take a ball and it has a line on it like this.
Yeah.
And all I do is I set the line. I set the line down. I mean, all these companies now are making, this is TaylorMade's ball, and I set the line like that. And all I do is I set up and I make strokes, and boom, I make the line roll. And I just putt across the green, making the line roll. That's the first thing I do. So the first thing is, can I make, now that's wobbling.
Yeah.
Now if the line's wobbling, I'm gonna keep making strokes and figure out what I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, let's see if you can make this roll.
All right.
Okay, now that's a bit wobbly.
Yeah.
You're losing on a 12-foot putt. You just lost 6 to 8 inches of distance with that putt.
Yeah.
Or you get one of these balls that has a line and you just practice. You put the line down and you just practice rolling it, and you figure out if it's not rolling. See, that's death.
Yeah.
On fast greens, you're losing a ton of speed by doing that. And if you can't get it to happen, then you start putting tees down.
Right.
To figure out, is it my path? Or you get a putting track to figure out, is it your face?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to figure out what's going on where you're losing. Somehow you're not catching the ball solid and it's not tracking. See, that's not tracking.
Yeah. Okay, so once you've gotten that.
For me, putting, the length of my putting stroke, so I find a tempo. 1, 2, whatever putting stroke, whatever distance, 1, 2, whatever tempo I'm comfortable with, 1, 2. Then whatever tempo I'm comfortable with, whether it's a 2-foot putt, 1, 2, a 20-foot putt, 1, 2, or a 60-footer, 1, 2. It's the same tempo, the stroke is longer.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I hate when it comes to controlling distance is, I don't mind when guys lock putters in and they do all this arm lock and stuff, but my right wrist, this wrist right here, if you watch what happens here.
Go in a little closer, Brandon, just so we can see.
So when I putt, if you watch my right wrist, I go back, there's a little bit of lag, and there's a little bit of this in my right wrist.
So there's some life in that
there is
wrist.
A little bit.
It's not locked up.
It's not locked.
Yeah.
Very few really, really good putters are their wrists locked. There's a little bit of play in their wrist, which gives them a little better feel for how much speed's in the putter head. But the first thing I determine is, what's my tempo? 1, 2. Then it doesn't matter the length of the putt. If I go 2-foot putt, 1, 2.
Yep.
If I go clear across to the edge of the fringe, 1, 2. See, it's the same tempo, it's just a longer stroke in the same amount of time.
Okay, okay.
I don't
So
buy,
is that like a drill that you like to do, as far as like a ladder drill almost?
Yeah, I
with
do,
the same
and
tempo?
then I go straight to the ladder drill. So what I'm always doing is, I spend a lot of time where I putt a putt, and I putt it out there, and then I'll go, okay, now I'm going to try to make this one go about 3 feet past that one. And then I'm going to make this one go about 3 feet past that one.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to put this one between the first two. And then I'm going to put this one between the second two.
Yeah, that's great control.
And so now I've hit that. See, those are exactly between. So I do it across the green, the other direction, uphill and downhill. So I do that ladder drill a lot.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah, that's
and
cool.
that, for me, I do that before I go out and play. I don't even putt at a hole. So I get the ball rolling, I get a tempo, I get the ball rolling, and then I do this ladder drill uphill and downhill. And and so I'm always hit a ball, hit it a different distance, hit it farther, come back between them, and then I go pick them up and go on another angle. The other thing I do on greens is I walk off the distances. So I find it interesting. People want to know exactly how far they have with a wedge or a 7-iron or a 6-iron. And we get on the green, I say, how long's this putt? And they go, oh, it's about 10 feet. I go, 10 feet?
Right.
It's like 15.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's, that's close enough. Close enough.
Yeah.
So when I get on the green, on this green here, when I'm warming up, I hit a putt and then I walk it off. So I'm going to walk this off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know how hard I hit a 15-footer.
Yeah.
So every time I hit a putt on the putting green, I walk it off. So I know what a 15-footer feels like. Flat, uphill, downhill. So when I get on the golf course and I walk my putts off, I mark my ball, I walk up to the hole, I know I've got a 15-foot putt. It's flat.
Yeah.
I know what a 15-footer is. I did it on the putting green.
And it's not that you're like saying, I know 15 feet goes back this far to this, but you're just kind of going back to the memory bank, and it's a feeling.
And I know the speed. See, I don't, the length of the stroke, take it back X distance, take it through so far, never really worked for me.
Yeah.
It's the same with hitting wedges, you know, the clock
system,
thing.
yeah.
That never worked for me, because the problem with that is then I got so involved in the length of my swing that what would happen to me is I get on the golf course with my wedges or with my putter, and I'd say, okay, I got a 20-footer. I'm supposed to take the putter back to my right toe. And I get on the golf course, I got a 20-footer, and the putter would go past my toe, and I'd freaking panic.
Right.
And then I'd decel.
Yeah.
So I knew how hard I had to hit the ball. If I was going to do anything, I'd make a practice stroke, and I knew the speed the putter had to be going through the ball to hit it 20 feet. Now, whether I took it back this far...
Just as Mike was saying that our first camera died, so we got the other camera going, and we shot another half hour of putting stuff that you'll see coming up, where we talk about short putts, those frustrating small ones, and then also some more drills to do to really get super sharp with putting. Mike has a lot of stuff about putting that I don't think I've seen shared other places, so it's really going to be good stuff to see. So be sure to click the subscribe button you'll see as those videos come out. An exciting Be Better Golf announcement is that we are going to be having our first Dr. Kwan School of 2023, which is going to be on May 15th and 16th at the WinStar Golf Academy in Thackerville, Oklahoma. We're going to be learning from Dr. Kwan and Bill Knodel, who is the head pro there. And we are going to be using all different types of tools that Dr. Kwan has started using recently to build more power and consistency in the game. I think that's why so many tour pros and other people have been out to see Dr. Kwan in Texas. And this is a really amazing opportunity to work with him over 2 days and really get a lot better. Through the Dr. Kwan schools that we've done, we've really seen some big changes with people. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity to do that. We're also going to be playing golf and having a lot of fun. So go to bebettergolf.net/school and you'll see information about the next Dr. Kwan school. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.